And that's one of the conversations that I have with people. And quite frankly, I'm kind of blunt about it because of what we've gone through. And type of retirement planning I do is that we look for that in the future. So when we talk about long-term care plans, there's good ones and there's bad ones, just like
Mm-hmm.
annuities or investments and anything like that. And so that's probably the first thing that we get when we talk about it is, hey, do you have a long-term care plan? And I'd probably say 80% of the time people tell me, no, I don't need one. They don't work or whatever they got with long-term care. So I look them in the eye and say, okay, so what $500,000 do you have that you want to put aside in
Yeah.
case you need that?
That's just
And
sitting around.
yeah, and their eyes just blow up and they're like, well, what
Yeah.
do you mean? And I'm like, well, my job is to take care of you, not today, not just tomorrow, but 30 years from now. And we have to put money aside or make sure that you're taken care of because are your kids going to do it? You start
Mm-hmm.
going down that road is who's going to take care of you? Well, I know, just my experience, and I'm sure you do too. There's a time where your wife or kids or anything will not be able to take care of you. And it's a strong
Mm-hmm.
possibility. We all hope, my wife always says this, Jess, you'll love this, where her and me, like, and she talks about like when we pass away, we're going to pass away together, like in the Notebook.
Like the Notebook. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Just go to sleep. And
Hey, if
yeah,
you got to go, that's a good way to go. I'm not going to lie.
yeah, absolutely. I would love that. But in that same movie, I remind her that the wife, had Alzheimer's and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
so, but you need to plan for that because,
Yeah, you do.
I'm 225 pounds. I'm 6'1". My wife, who is 130 maybe.
Yeah,
And
she can't pick
she's,
you up if you fall, help you in the bathroom.
no,
That's
absolutely
not,
not.
yeah, not good.
And it's I wouldn't say it's a burden, but it's something to be realistic about that. How do you want your nursing home days or your end of days or your succession planning? All that stuff goes into it. But quite frankly, the number one thing, how are you going to pay for it?
Mm-hmm.
If you got $500,000 sitting around, fantastic. We'll nudge it over here, and that
Sure.
we'll put a staple in it, and we're done, right? So, and maybe that is what it is. That's fantastic if that's it. But if not, we have to look at alternatives and how you're going to pay for it. One thing I do with that too is I also factor in the average inflationary rates on round the clock as well as just partial nursing home care. Because your $4,500 a month now, 20 years from now, guys, it's like $13,000 a month. Jess.
Woo! Yeah, that's not the change you're finding in the back seat of the car. I can tell you
It
that. I
is.
mean,
It
this
is
is
not.
this is some major planning. And listen, we're making light of it because at the end of the day, you got to laugh when something's painful sometimes. So, I mean, we're making light of it. But honestly, guys, this is a conversation you have to have. Derrick, I know it could be uncomfortable, and a lot of us, listen, we're in our 40s, 50s, early 60s. We go, oh, that's going to be forever from now. I'll figure it out later. Listen, folks, later's today, right? Tomorrow's going to come. And quite frankly, you never know when your day's up. So you need to make sure you have a plan in place.